beat South Dakota in the conference finals. Summit League has always been a one-bid league, so playing your best ball in May is key, and they have been. Won 5 of their last 6 conference series and won that league tournament. Starting lineups brought to us by Capital One, and we're just about ready for first pitch here in Norman. Wind is blowing in just a little bit from left field, but at this time of the day here at Love's Field, the ball tends to fly. And Maggie O'Brien stands in, left-handed hitting senior shortstop from outside Chicago. And the first pitch is inside to O'Brien. Veteran leader, has been in the leadoff spot almost the entire year. Great table setter for the Mavericks. And there's our first strike, 1-1 to Maggie O'Brien.
Annabelle Tepperson, she is a lot of down. She'll work lower in the zone. She'll mix speed. She's low 60s, really spinny.
1-1 pitch swung on, line drive right to the first baseman, Tiana Bell. And O'Brien is retired for the first out. Tepperson out of Nevada, California. See her scouting report.
Yep, and her go-to pitch is that changeup. She will go to that, and if she can get that pitch established early, she's going to be tough to time up to. She gets better as the game goes on. She has more stamina, so better, more reps.
Oh, here's an off-speed pitch to Rylan Groff. A ball and a strike to the catcher for the Mavs. The fraternal twin sister of the Mavericks All-American pitcher, Maddie Groff, who we're going to see here momentarily. And one of 3 transfers from Southern Illinois. Groff's sister and second baseman Catherine Johnson, all Omaha natives, were playing at Southern Illinois in the national tournament a year ago. And now here they are with the Mavericks. The 1-2 pitch from Tepperson, another off speed, and it floats high, so it's 2-2.
And there's the changeup again. And if you're Omaha, you've got to pick speeds right now. So seeing that changeup, getting that timing down. But if I'm Omaha, I want to think about sitting something hard.
Full count. Tepperson rocks and fires, payoff pitch, and that's fouled off the front foot of Rylan Groff. Groff hit in the 9-hole for a large part of this season. But Mike Hurd, who's down there in the third base coach's box, wanted her consistent bat near the top. And so he juggled the lineup a little bit, and it's really paid off.
Take a look at her split grip, too. That's a good indication of having somebody in that 2 spot. You want someone who can make contact, put the ball in play often. That split grip allows you to have control of the bat. She's short to contact.
Good at bat here for Rylan Groff. Again, the 3-2. Ground ball. This is going to be a tough play for the third baseman Marshall, but makes it look easy. And after seeing 9 pitches, Groff is retired for the second out.
And Nyland Marshall does a good read on this ball. It's a slow developing play, takes her time, doesn't rush the play too much, knows the speed of the runner, not too much speed with Groff in the 2-hole. Out number 2.
I'll bring up Sydney Thomason. Senior third baseman, another California native. First team All-Summit League. And she might be their best hitter right now. This is a very clean, compact swing, hitting .368, 13 homers, 58 driven in. It stays down, 2 balls and no strikes. So hitter's count now for Thomason.
And as of late, she's been real hot. You talked about it in the open. Just .423 batting average from April to May. She's really hot.
The off-speed pitch that she fouls back. 2 balls and a strike. So Tepperson recently pitched a complete game 11-inning beauty to beat Syracuse 4-2 in the regular season finale. She is hoping that she could pick up where she left off. Hit sharply, but another line drive into the glove of Acacia Anders. So a couple of balls struck pretty hard by Omaha, but nothing to show for it, as Annabelle Tepperson sets down the Mavericks in order. So we have played a half inning here in Norman, and the Cal Bears coming up for the first time in the tournament. So the Mavericks go quietly in the top of the first. 3rd straight NCAA tournament appearance for Omaha under head coach Mike Hurd. The Summit League tournament champs after claiming a share of the regular season title. The first time they've done that in program history. And he is sending to the circle Mattia Groff, the Summit League Pitcher of the Year. 26 wins on the campaign.
Yeah, Mattia Groff. I mean, what stands out to me is the opponent's batting average, under 200. And she's just been so effective in the circle as a sophomore for the Mavericks.
Capital One starting lineup for the Cal Bears. And it's Longy Quiroga in the leadoff spot. We have seen that for the lion's share of the second half of the season. Elon Butler follows her, and Acacia Anders. It's a great 1-2-3 punch right at the top. Kaylee Pond stands out as of late. The last 19 games, hitting .348, 3 homers with 10 driven in. Here's Quiroga. She is their leader, the sophomore out of LA. Behind the plate today again. First team All-ACC after a freshman All-American season last year. Absolutely no sophomore slump for this player. Lefty Groff has her pitch fouled back. Ball and a strike.
Yeah, and I love the Cal Bears, their strategy. They load up their lineup with power hitters. Quiroga, she hits home runs. She's not your typical speedster in the sense of just puts ball in play, but she can swing it. She gets this offense going with her power.
Now they are seeing Groff for the 2nd year in a row. I mean, the odds of this happening, I would think, are astronomical. But Cal saw Groff last year when she was a pitcher at Southern Illinois. And they eliminated Cal, did the Salukis, in large part because of what Groff did in the circle. Now, who benefits in this situation is the big question.
It can go either way, but as a hitter, you're more comfortable. You've seen her. You have that feeling. You know, when you look at Groff, she's not overpowering. She's not going to throw it by you. So I say it goes to the hitters. I'm a hitter.
Well, here's her scouting report. And like you said, you know, she's not going to overpower you, but she knows how to pitch.
Yeah, she's got great command of her pitches, and she knows how to spot it. She gets hitters trying to chase out of the zone. You'll see her go up in the zone. But the good pitches that she throws is down in the zone, and she can mix in that off speed as well.
Rise ball misses high, and it's a full count to the leadoff hitter, Quiroga. 5 times this season, Quiroga has led off a game with a home run. Up in the zone, popped into foul ground. Will Wording trying to make a catch along the foul territory there, but hits the netting. This is the 2nd trip here in 3 years for Cal. Lost in the regional final to the Sooners in 2023. They're back here again. And looking to advance to the Supers for the first time since 2012. Again, the 3-2 pitch. What an at-bat here for Quiroga. Just seeing a ton of pitches and making Mattia Groff earn that first out.
Yeah, and just doing a good job in the leadoff position, just making her throw a lot of pitches, seeing a lot of pitches, and you can see her tracking it, seeing the ball deep, letting the ball travel.
Here's pitch number 9 of the at-bat. Called strike 3. Groff buries one at the knees. Quiroga didn't like it. But after that long battle, she's going to have to take a seat. One down.
And this is what we can look to Maddie Groff doing all day long. She will just sneak it right by you. You can see this under the knee, the broga. Strikeout 1 on the day.
And now here's Elon Butler. She jumps on the first pitch and spins it back over the netting. Second team All-American last year. Elon Butler put up terrific numbers. 351, 17 homers, and 44 ribbies a year ago. And the numbers this year, at least on the power side, down a bit, but the average is up. That's off the plate. The ball and a strike. Butler hitting .365, 10 homers, 37 runs batted in. And she has reached in 20 straight games. The 1-1. Line drive, softly hit, and Katherine Johnson has it for out number 2.
And the Bears doing a good job of swinging aggressively. They're committing to their swings earlier in the count, but just needing to be a little bit more selective. Butler swinging at that rise.
Here's Acacia Anders, veteran shortstop, senior out of Vacaville, California. Popped up, foul ground. Chance maybe for Thomason, and just like Will Wording on the first base side, runs out of ground. Well, we're seeing Cal being aggressive on that first pitch from Groff.
They're attacking early in the count. That's been their game plan. They want to try to lay off pitches, but they're doing a good job of just tracking pitches, seeing it deep, and being aggressive.
Groff got a complete game win and a save to eliminate the Bears from the Baton Rouge Regional last year. Well, she was wearing a Southern Illinois uniform. And now pitching to her sister for her hometown team. This was kind of a package deal. Also, Katherine Johnson decided that she was going to come from Southern Illinois back to Omaha. And what a difference it has made for this Omaha team, who lost a lot from last year's team that made a region.
Right, and Coach talked to us and just said he got lucky. He didn't necessarily plan it all to happen that way, but they have definitely made a difference for Omaha and giving them a chance to vie for a national championship here.
Here's Mike Hurd. He turned the program almost immediately around upon taking over 4 years ago. 3 straight national tournament appearances now, and the only ones in program history. One and two to the Cal shortstop. Groff's pitch just missed off the plate. But you could see Rylan Groff kind of shaking her head. Yeah, that's pretty much where I wanted it. It's just Anders didn't offer.
They have this unspoken language that they are speaking to each other on the same page.
2-2. Popped up. Short left field. Maggie O'Brien called off by the left fielder, Ava Rongish. And that's going to do it. Cal goes 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. We played one in Norman. Game today.
The keys for the Mavericks is continuing to rely on Maddie Groff. She's got them here, but having her keep them in the game and timely hitting. They're going to have to find some ways to get on base, have that run production, timely hitting. And for the Bears, it's minimizing their defensive miscues and maximizing offensive power. For the defensive miscues, they have a .962 fielding percentage, and so making sure that they handle the ball, but do what they do best. They're swinging aggressive right now, so continue to put the ball in play, put up those power numbers.
Yeah, if there's a team that can hang with Oklahoma, at least offensively, it's Cal in this regional. What has on occasion gotten their way is fielding and consistent performances in the circle. Chelsea Spencer knows that. When we were talking to her yesterday, she said our team ERA is well over 4. and our fielding has been spotty from time to time. So we're going to have to outscore teams. We need to score 5 or more probably to perform well. When Annabelle Tepperson had a 1-2-3 first, so she's out to a good start. Facing Katherine Johnson, the cleanup hitter, to start here in the second inning, followed by Mara Kramer and Ava Rongish. Sophomore out of Omaha, 299, 7 homers, 30 runs batted in on the year. There's a strike, 1-1. Johnson hit a 2-run walk-off homer in the 9th to beat South Dakota State in the Summit League semis. And then they went on to beat the Coyotes in the title game. Get the Summit League's automatic bid. One-two from Tepperson, chop just over the bag, but it's actually going to be foul. Plate umpire Cameron Ellison making that call. Vince Price is at third, Rob Penikoff at second base, and Jonathan Hand, the first base umpire. Two and two. Annabelle Tepperson, as you've kind of pointed out, she works off that rise ball. And if that's not getting it done, it's hard to set up that change. And this one is struck well toward the gap, and it's going to get past Mika Lee off the wall. Quickly back into the infield, but not in time, as Katherine Johnson slides into second base with the first hit of the ball game.
And Katherine Johnson just putting a good swing on this drop ball in the outer half, 2-2 count, and just right up the middle. You can't hit it more square on than that. Pumping up her team with the first hit of the day, a stand-up double. Not even a stand-up double. She slides in.
Katherine Johnson in scoring position now for Mara Kramer. Thirteenth double for Johnson on the season. And here's Kramer, the center fielder, a junior out of Liberty, Missouri. Second team All Summit League. And just an elite defender in center field. Maybe one of the best in the country. We saw that in last year's regional in Columbia when they upset Missouri and Washington before getting knocked out. And some great defensive plays in last year's national tournament. Another strike, 2-2. There's that off speed again.
There's that off speed and establishing that. She can throw it in all counts, throws it for a strike. Going to be a key for her today.
Struck her out. First strikeout for Tepperson. So after giving up the first hit of the day, comes back and gets Kramer on strikes.
And just a battle of being able to pull out that changeup. She throws that changeup back to back to pick up that first strikeout of the day.
First at bat for Ava Rongish, and she's quickly behind in the count. Left-handed hitting outfielder, third year in the program. Another Omaha native. That stays away. Yeah, early on in this ballgame, both teams have made the pitchers throw a lot of pitches. We're not seeing, you know, just 1 and 2 pitch at bats.
Yeah, I think that that's going to be the difference today. Seeing who can stop offenses, and both of these offenses swinging aggressively, seeing the ball deep, making these pitchers throw a lot. Tepperson
rocks and fires the 1-2. Stays inside 2-2. So this Omaha lineup, we're kind of at a spot right now, 6, 7, 8, 9, where Mike Hurd has been looking to get more offensive production. It's going to be key, he thinks, to pulling some upsets here this weekend. There's been steady offense coming from 1 through 4, but he wants length in this lineup right now. It's necessary, he says.
Right, and that's where your lineup is all connected in that bottom half, having to work to get the top half to get the more at ease.
Just foul. No, it's going to be a fair ball. Oh, no, it is called foul. Home plate umpire Cameron Ellison had that call. It was a late call, but it was foul. And so coming back is Ava Rongish.
Yeah,
look at how close this was.
Yeah, take a look. And that last bounce that you see by first base on the foul territory in front of bag.
Again pulled down the first base side. Leadoff double by Katherine Johnson. She's at second base as Omaha is trying to break out on top here in this first game of the Norman Regional, and another long at bat. This is pitch number 8 coming to Ava Rongish. Off speed inside and walked her. So Tepperson, after striking out her first hitter, walks her first hitter. 2 on, 1 out, and Wilwarding is coming to the plate. And those are the kind of at-bats that can win you ball games.
Great eye. I mean, just on that pitch with 2 strikes.
Haley Wilwarding, a sophomore from Papillion, Nebraska, playing first base. Papillion, a suburb of Omaha. And we talked to Mike Hurd about this. I mean, he really prides himself on recruiting the Omaha area and the state of Nebraska and generally the region around the Big O.
Yeah, he said that there's so much talent that is locally, and to be able to tap into that is a great asset, and to keep a lot of the athletes home so that they can still compete on a high level.
Mike Hurd, an Omaha native himself, was the head coach at Midland University before coming to Omaha. Ground ball, the second baseman Mia Phillips makes a nice play, throws over to first. Both runners advance, so Wilwarding is out. 2 away for Sammy Schmidt. And now Annabelle Tepperson just maybe a pitch away from getting out of this jam.
And just relying on her defense, being able to use that off speed to create some more ground balls for her defense, that's going to keep her in this game.
Schmidt, the 5'5" sophomore right fielder out of Hastings, Nebraska. Hit the 2-hole about half the season after a torrid start, has settled into the 8-hole. Again, this is a very young Omaha team. Schmidt is a sophomore. They only start 2 seniors.
Very young, and this was a rebuilding year. A lot of newcomers and a lot of fresh faces trying to gel as early as they could.
Winner of this regional faces the winner of the Tuscaloosa regional. Alabama, the number 15 national seed, hosting Virginia Tech, Belmont, and Jackson State. Our next game, BU and Oklahoma, the 4-time defending national champs, coming up later this afternoon from Norman. Took something off that one. And Schmidt fans on it. Omaha strands 2 in the second. We stay scoreless. Pretty much stays out of the way. Doesn't have to call many pitches. Ryland calls the game. Does a fantastic job. They're going to face Tiana Bell, Kaylee Pond, and Mika Lee, 4, 5, and 6 here in the Cal second. First pitch, ground ball. Tiana Bell is out. And again, Cal continues to offer at that first pitch from Groff. So this is game 1 of the Norman region. BU and Oklahoma coming up later tonight, 6 o'clock Eastern time on ESPNU. And the winner of these games today really in great position going into Saturday. And they will be in the 1-0 game at 2 o'clock Eastern tomorrow.
Yes, and the key to play the least amount of games, win today, because then you're not working from behind.
Redshirt senior left fielder Kaylee Pond out of Lafayette, California. 5th-year senior. Hitting .311, 4 homers, and 27 runs batted in. It's a Cal offense that came into the day hitting .316 as a team with 60 homers and 91 doubles. That's a program record. One pitch just missed off the plate. It seems like a tight strike zone.
He's definitely got a small, tight zone behind the plate, and the Groff sisters just trying to find it. That was a close pitch, that last pitch on the outer half.
2-1 to Pond. And now 3-1. Pond, an Iowa State transfer, but has been at Cal now for 3 seasons. Trying to get the Bears on the base paths for the first time. Groff buries a strike. It's a full count. Popped up. Should be an easy play for Johnson. She'll put it away for the second out of the inning, as Maddie Groff has set down the first 5 Bears she has faced.
And interesting, Kaylee Pond decides to move through that box that last pitch, just trying to see pitches a little bit longer and try to put something in play. But Groff, I'm sorry, utilizing that rise ball.
So 2 outs for Mika Lee, senior center fielder. Been a regular in the Bears lineup for 3 years, and she comes into the national tournament with a team best .388 average. .1-0 pitch, flash bunt, 2-0. See the numbers on Mika Lee. It's a really good campaign, despite the fact that she's been battling through injury. Had a labrum tear last summer in her non-throwing arm, and it's still giving her trouble. Hit to Johnson at second. She's been busy so far this afternoon. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. We play 2, no score in Norman. Four to 2 in the championship game. And done a pretty decent job in national tournament games, winning 3 games, including a couple of big upsets last year. Beat Missouri in game 1 of the regional last year. Also beat Washington before the Missouri Tigers came back and eliminated them in 2 straight.
Yeah, and even just thinking back to last year, they put themselves on the map by having that first win to Mizzou and saying that they can compete in postseason.
The designated player, Riley White, grounds to short, and Anders throws her out. So good start there for Tepperson to get 1 out on 1 pitch. And now back to the top of the Mavericks order and Maggie O'Brien. Tepperson would like to throw fewer pitches here in the 3rd. It took 27 pitches to get through the 2nd. Gave up a leadoff double to Johnson, also walked Rongish. And it was a battle, but she kept Omaha off the board. Fly ball down the line, left field, long run, and Kaylee Pond doesn't have a play. What a beautiful complex this is. This still fairly new stadium. This is the second year of Love's Field, second NCAA tournament that the Sooners have hosted here, but really the first year that everything is finished. There's not a better softball facility in America.
There is not. And I mean, just the feels when you walk into here, it's breathtaking. I got a little teary-eyed yesterday when I walked in here. Just like, this is beautiful. And just to see the standard that's been set here with this stadium, it's fun and softball environment.
Hit to center and pretty hard, sinking, but Mika Lee comes in to make the play. So Maggie O'Brien hits it hard for the second at bat. She's the second out of the third. And you got to believe that this place is going to be rocking tonight when Oklahoma hosts BU. And the Women's College World Series returns to Oklahoma City Thursday, May 29th, 12 o'clock Eastern, live on ESPN. For more information on the 2025 Women's College World Series, go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Of course, Texas A&M is the #1 national seed this year for the first time in program history. They shared the SEC regular season title, or excuse me, the tournament crown with Oklahoma after weather postponed or canceled, I should say, that championship game. Two strikes to Rylan Groff. The Groffs went to Marion High School in Omaha. As you look at Grace Hornbuckle starting to get loose in the Omaha bullpen. Another left-hander. Popped up. Short left field. Third baseman Marshall is there, and that's a very tidy inning for Annabelle Tepperson. 2.5 in the books, still no score. Spencer in her 5th year as Cal's head coach. Was a legend as a player for the Bears. Now in her dream coaching job. She'll send Mia Phillips to the plate first here in the inning, followed by Alyssa Herrera and Nylan Marshall. Rode up the elevator at the hotel with Mia Phillips, and you couldn't tell that she was going to play a national tournament game for the first time as a freshman. I mean, all smiles, very positive, and just had a terrific year. Made the ACC all-freshman team. Two-strike pitch. Fouled off. And there is Patty Gasso, ready to lead the Sooners into battle here in Game 2 later on tonight. 8-time national champion head coach. 4 straight. Hit sharply on the ground. Katherine Johnson ranging to her left makes a nice play for the first out. And Maddie Groff has retired 7 Bears in a row to start this ball game. What are you seeing from her?
I am seeing her just being able to keep them off balance. They're not being able to barrel up to any of the balls, and she's doing a good job of using that changeup. You could see the first inning that they were laying off that rise, so she hasn't really gone to that as much. She's really relying on that changeup.
Well, this has got to feel good for Alyssa Herrera. She has not played since March the 7th. Broke a bone in her hand. 20 games into the season. And so this is her first at bat in more than 2 months. 5'7" sophomore out of Winchester, California. Designated player in the lineup.
And there's that rise that the Bears are laying off of. Coach Spencer said during practice, if you swung out a bad pitch, anything out of the zone, you were out. Didn't get your reps.
Two and one to Herrera. Now the cutoff line is 18 games to qualify for a medical redshirt, so she was 2 over. So it's very unlikely Herrera will get that medical redshirt. And you know she has to be excited to be back, able to contribute now for Cal in the NCAA tournament. One down here in the 3rd inning. Omaha and California scoreless. Game 1, the Norman Regional. That's high in a full count. How about this discerning eye from Herrera after 2 months off? First plate appearance, works a full count.
Seeing it deep.
Payoff pitch from Groff. Ground ball again to Johnson. Man, Maddie Groff feasting on ground balls. That is the 4th ground ball to Johnson and the 6th play to her overall.
And what sticks out to me is Maddie Groff's command, her ability to be able to place the changeups on the outer half, and also placing her fastball on the outer half as well. And that's allowing the Cal Bears to not be able to get a good barrel, not be able to get their bat head out. So she's going to induce a lot of ground balls.
Nyland Marshall, redshirt freshman, 3rd baseman. There's a strike on the outside corner. 0-2 to the 9-hole hitter for Cal. 246, 3 homers, 16 driven in. Cal still looking for its first hit. Still looking for its first base run. Struck her out. Maddie Groff, 3 straight 1-2-3 innings against the Cal Bears. We will talk to Chelsea Spencer, the Bears head coach. Get her thoughts on the start to this game when we come back. 4 times as a player. Of course, that national title in 2002 that we talked about. And then played pro for a while before getting into coaching. She's been at Michigan State, Oregon, Texas. But this is the job she really coveted. And she has it. And she has this program in the national tournament consistently now.
Yeah, and I talked about it before, about her just wanting to have them have this championship mindset. That is the goal always. It's not an if, it's not a maybe, it's a we must be a contender for championship play. And that's how she played as an athlete, is always keeping her eyes on the prize and wants her athletes to do the same.
Sydney Thomason really got around on that last offering from Tepperson. Basically made head coach Mike Hurd duck and get out of the way. Now checks her swing. Did she go? No. They appeal to Jonathan Hand at first base. And he says that Thomason held up. Thomason lined out to short her first time. Second time through the order for these Omaha Mavericks against Annabelle Tepperson. 1-2 pitch. Again, foul back. Just 1 hit in the ball game for either team. And that was from Katherine Johnson, who's in the on-deck circle. A leadoff double in the second, but nothing came of it. Knocked down. Tepperson, great play to get the out. Boy, that was a screamer coming back through the middle. Tepperson got her glove on.
Thompson is really on it today. Her first at-bat, she lines out to short. This at-bat, she lines out back to the pitcher, and you can tell that she is on it. She's squaring up to it, and her timing is on point. It's a matter of time.
So one away, and here comes Johnson. Johnson went 6 for 12 with a couple of homers and 4 runs batted in at the Summit League tournament. And she has started out this Norman Regional in the right way with a line drive double to right center back in the second inning. Big swing and a miss.
And competitive pitch, good location, that drop on the inner half.
We mentioned this before, that Chelsea Spencer said Tepperson's our best pitcher right now. As again Johnson goes to center, but this time caught by Lee for the second out. She attacks the zone, and coming into this national tournament, Tepperson had the fewest walks on staff, and that really kind of stuck in coach's craw there toward the end of the season, that, you know, too many of my pitchers are walking too many people. Tepperson was not doing that.
Yeah, she's definitely saying no free passes, and Tepperson is definitely the one that is throwing a lot of strikes, allowing her defense to work behind her as well.
Tepperson just has the 1 walk allowed today. That's, yeah, just 1, and that was Ava Rongish, who walked in the second. Fly ball left side, short left. Kaylee Pond is going to call everybody off, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Annabelle Tepperson as the Mavs
want to play for him, and being able to be on this stage and have this opportunity, and just the changes and the expectations that he's made with this program, you can see the differences.
All right, we'll see if those adjustments that Coach Spencer was talking about can come to fruition, because this will be the second time through the order for these Cal hitters. Quiroga leading off the 4th. She struck out looking against Groff back in the first inning. Chelsea Spencer will say about Quiroga, she's a player you want to go to battle with. Emotional leader.
She's a stud, and she takes her hacks. You see her taking her big hacks right there, but just one of those athletes that you want in your leadoff spot. She creates momentum. She sets the tone. She sends a message. She swings big, always.
1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball popped up. Could be playable. First baseman Will Wording, a dive into the camera well, and nearly came up with that foul ball. Haley Willwarding, what an effort, comes up empty, but still a fantastic effort.
And just ran out a little bit of room, but if she were to feel where she was, or just kind of have a better idea, she may have been able to catch that if she found the fence and found it. She can make that catch. That could be a possible out.
Maybe in Omaha that is a catch. Unfamiliar with these surroundings. Good pitch to get Quiroga for the second time on strikes. 1 down here in the 4th.
And this is where Groff is so effective. She gets hitters to chase out of the zone. You can see Quiroga, her last 2 pitches kind of on pitches, being able to foul them off, but this one unhittable. It gets her to chase.
Butler is 0 for 1. And Chelsea Spencer was just adamant about that yesterday. Those pitches last year when Cal lost to Southern Illinois against Groff, they just didn't have a disciplined approach. They were swinging at ball 4 a lot of the time. One strike to Elon Butler. Hits this well. Right center. On the warning track, out of the glove of Sammy Schmidt. Into second base is Elon Butler. Well, another great effort by the Mavericks defensively, but again, They can't make the catch. It was in the glove of Schmidt, and it's going to be the first hit for the Cal Bears today.
And off the bat, I thought that this ball was going to be Mara Kramer's ball. But Sammy Schmidt gets to it, but just pops out of the glove. And it seems like she lost where she was on the field. Not sure where she was according to the warning track. The Butler on second for the first hit of the day for the Bears.
And now Keisha Anders, the 3-hole hitter for Cal. And now how aggressive is Chelsea Spencer going to be here on the base paths? Elon Butler, really good speed at second base. Ranks 5th in the ACC in stolen bases. Or because of where they are at in the order, do they just have a very conservative approach here?
Yeah, I think with your 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up, you've got your big hitters right now. If anything, I'm thinking more gap to gap. I don't want to waste any outs right now. She's already in scoring position.
Fly ball, and that's going to twist out of play, foul. First time up, Anders going to pop up to left field. Anders is Cal's all-time leader in doubles, 18 this season, one shy of a single season record she set last year. The 1-2 pitch, chased it up, and there's that plate discipline we've been talking about with Cal. Rears its ugly head again, second out for the Bears.
And this has got to be the difference for Groff. Her being able to get these Bear hitters to chase these pitches out of the zone. Cal knows it. They know that they've got to have that discipline to see that ball down to get those hits.
Tiana Bell, a ground ball to first, her only plate appearance. Again, Nadia Groff has not overpowered anybody here today. But she's starting to pile up the strikeouts now. That is 4 through 4 innings. Another ground ball. Second baseman Johnson keeps it from going through. Play at the plate, not in time. Throw to second, not in time there. And Cal leads it 1-0. Boy, even if Johnson had come up cleanly, Natasha, I don't know that she has to play at first.
Katherine Johnson, where she's playing more straight up, but she does do a good job of getting to that ball. If she gets to that ball, I think she does have a chance. Tiana Bell doesn't have that much speed, but what is the difference on this play? It's Elon Butler, 2 outs, no hesitation, rounding third. She gets in there and scores for the Bears.
That's that Cal speed of Elon Butler leading to the first run. And it is going to be an infield hit for Tiana Bell. And we're going to have a pinch runner. Kaylee Counts is going to go out and run for Tiana Bell. So Cal's second time through the order. Now starting to barrel up some balls against Nadia Groff. And the Bears lead it 1-0 as Kaylee Pond comes up for the second time. 0 for 1 with a pop out to second. That run batted in for Tiana Bell, her 54th of the year. You know, it just took one hit, that Elon Butler double, and it was so close to being caught by Sammy Schmidt, but it has changed the entire feel of this game all of a sudden.
And it's just the difference. It's just being able to put the ball in play, hard, and Tiana Bell doing a good job of that.
And now 3-0 is Nadia Groff, who hasn't walked anybody today. jeopardy of giving up her first free pass. There's a strike. Groff tied for second in the country with 26 wins. Came into the day with a 1.62 ERA, 13th best in the nation. Cal has touched her for a run here in the fourth and looking for more. 3-1. Fly ball. It's going to stay on the infield. The first baseman, Will Wording, has it, and that's going to do it. But Cal gets on the board first here in the fourth inning. We head to the fifth in Norman. In the last 7 seasons, they were here last year, did not meet the Sooners. That's going to change coming up later here at Love's Field. So Cal on top, 1-0, after they finally get a couple of hits against Maddie Groff. Now Annabelle Tepperson pitching with the lead, and it'll be Rongish here leading it off. The left fielder walked her first time to the plate. Hit sharply to third. Nyland Marshall gobbles it up. Low throw picked by Tiana Bell. That's how you do it. First baseman needs to be a vacuum at times, and Bell gets it done beautifully.
Yes, and Nyland Marshall, I mean, just being able to read the spin of that ball, but just doesn't have her legs behind her on that throw. But Tiana Bell making this pick. This is huge for that first out.
We talked about Cal's fielding issues from time to time. I mean, they had 2 bad errors in the ACC tournament loss to Georgia Tech, but it's plays like that that will help you get to a regional final.
Yeah, and Coach Spencer also talked about how great Tiana Bell is at picking balls at first. She came in as a third baseman, but moves over to first and has adjusted well.
See that .962 fielding percentage, not exactly a thing of beauty. Ranking 143 in the country. And that was a stellar play to start the inning. And now, how important is it for Omaha to respond here, Tosh? Because, you know, 7 innings in college softball. If you're not familiar, I mean, it's getting late in the game. When you're in the 5th, it's late.
Right, and you can feel a little bit of a momentum shift for the Bears, so you got to swing big and swing hard.
Well, another low throw from Marshall, and that time Bell can't do anything with it. And that's going to allow Will Wording to get into second base. Now, that was a tough play, but again, a fielding miscue leads to an extra base for Omaha here.
And Marshall covering some ground here. She's playing deep, but takes this ball away from her shortstop. But again, on these moments, you got to make sure you have your feet set, follow through with that throw, try not to rush the play.
So that will be an error. So first of the national tournament for Cal, first of the game. Here's Sammy Schmidt. Chance to tie this game up with a base hit. She almost made a nice running catch in the gap in right center, but it popped out of her glove, led to a double for Butler in the first run of the game.
And an opportunity to take that back. I bet if she could do that play over again, she makes that catch.
Schmidt, her strikeout victim against Tepperson her first time up. Hit on a line, but foul outside of first. Zama Robbie down there in the first base coaching box. It was great to talk to all the coaches yesterday. All 4 head coaches and their staffs so accommodating. As we learned about it, these clubs and their ups and downs, their trials and tribulations throughout the year. Knocked down by Anders. Does she have a play? No. Acacia Anders stopped that screamer, but that's going to be back-to-back fielding errors for the Bears here in the 5th inning, and you can feel this inning starting to unravel for Cal.
Yeah, and you can just feel the momentum shift a little bit here, and we talked about the Bears being able to take care of the ball, and this ball is hard hit, and knowing with the speed of Schmidt, you have some time, so ensuring that you pick up that ball, but taking care of the ball, like we talked about, is going to be a key for the Bears.
And now a visit in the circle, and Jen Deering is the pitching coach for Cal. Tepperson, before the back-to-back errors, had retired 9 straight, and then the defense kind of sucks the energy out of the room.
Definitely, and you can feel that, and just she's doing her job. She's doing her job, and Coach Spencer talked about her continuing to feed the defenders with ground balls and using that off speed, keeping the ball down. So defenders just have to use their feet, get in front of the ball, slow the game down just a little bit.
After that 27-pitch second inning, Tepperson had back-to-back 10-pitch innings, and now this one is turning into a long one again as Miranda Donava is getting loose in the Cal bullpen. A right-hander getting active as Riley White swings and misses. The 9-hole hitter grounded to short, her only time up, 0 for 1. Two on, 1 out. Omaha down 1. Chopper foul. Riley White trying to give Omaha some production out of the DP spot. It has been a struggle to get said production from the designated player role. They've used 9 different players at DP. And I don't think a lot of teams like to put the DP in the 9-hole spot, but we're seeing that here with Omaha.
Yeah, you would usually like to have your DP in a situation where they're going to be productive, or where you're using a big hitter in the 5 in the middle of your lineup. But your 9-hole, usually you want a hitter that's going to turn over the lineup, get on base, and so a little different strategy utilizing that DP in the 9-hole.
1 out. Will Wording and Schmidt on the bases for Omaha. The 0-2. And again fouled off. So Riley White battling here for the Mavericks. This is just her 4th game as the DP this season. Sophomore out of Torrance, California. No home runs on the season. 0-2. And again spun back to the net. Took something off and fooled her. Good changeup from Annabelle Tepperson for the strikeout.
And just paddling Tepperson, she's doing such a great job. She's throwing a lot of pitches, but again, going back to that changeup, and you can see that one hangs a little low and drops off the table.
3rd strikeout today for Annabelle. And now the senior dealing to Maggie O'Brien for the 3rd time today. O'Brien 0 for 2, has lined out twice. 4-year starter at shortstop for Mike Hurd. Since Mike took the job, he has not played anyone else at shortstop, and that's a critical position.
You want to have a mainstay at shortstop, an everyday player, but Maggie has been that go-to, and he says there's never a day that I hesitate putting her in.
Check swing, but Vince Price down at 3rd base. The umpire says no on the appeal.
Looks like she kept her barrel back.
Tepperson trying to get out of this inning. 2 on, 2 out. The 1-2 down and away. Oh, look out. Hit hard into that Omaha dugout. Omaha Mavericks trying to win ball game number 40 on the season. Coming off a conference tournament championship for the 3rd straight year. 2-2 right to the first baseman, Bell. And again, makes no mistake. So Omaha gets 2 on, but they're stranded. The errors do not blow up in Cal's face. It's still 1-0.
They would jump on Groff a little bit earlier, at least have a little bit more runs up until this point. But Groff, too, thought that she could hold her own, but I did not think that the Cal pitcher, Tepperson, would be able to keep us in this, keep it tightly contested.
Trying to bunt her way on here is Mika Lee. Pushes it foul, 0 for 1 with a ground out. Maddie Groff last year in the national tournament against Cal pitched 9 2/3 innings. Scattered 9 hits and allowed just 4 runs. Won the first game, a complete game 7-inning beauty, and then went 2 2/3 for a save the second time around against Cal. And that eliminated the Bears from the Baton Rouge region. And she has been really good again here today, but California was able to get 1 on the board in the 4th. 1 out double by Elon Butler and an RBI infield single by Tiana Bell. And now a leadoff, or a 1-out single, I should say, by Mia Phillips. Or Mika Lee, pardon me. Excuse me. That is a base hit for Lee. 3rd hit for Cal today.
And Mika Lee just being able to time up on this off-speed. This is a changeup that hangs over the plate, and she's able to get that bat head and just yanks it in that 3-4 hole.
Now this is Phillips. She also shows bunt here early in the at-bat.
And I like the decision to play a little bit of small ball, try to get some things happening, create some pressure on the defense.
Now 2 strikes. Phillips coming into this plate appearance hitting .319. Four homers, 32 runs batted in. And this is the part of the order where if Cal can get some production, it would be much appreciated. But swinging and missing is Phillips. The 5th strikeout for Groff. Well, don't miss a minute of the action from the NCAA softball regionals. We're going to take you to the best live action on the 7 Innings live show on the ESPN app. You can see every game, every big moment on the road to the Women's College World Series, only on the ESPN networks. Chris Button, Tori Vidalis, Tara Henry. We'll have all that for you. Good play, and out at second is Mika Lee. Rylan Groff with a beautiful throw for their 2nd out.
Rylan Groff is just ready for Mika Lee, who gets a good jump, and that ball beats her there. That ball is on time. And beautiful tag put down by O'Brien.
Alyssa Herrera, in her first plate appearance in over 2 months, grounded out to second base her first time up. Coming back from a broken bone in her hand. Did you ever have a period of time where you missed a lot of games?
I did not.
So you stayed healthy the lion's share of your career?
I did. I was very fortunate. I got lucky. Maybe a game or 2, but not too many.
Here's the 1-2 to Herrera. Down the line, and diving is Schmidt, and again it pops out of her glove. Boy, has she made some great efforts out in right field today.
Some great hustle, and she has such a great heartbeat on this ball. It goes a long way. Just comes up short.
Herrera, a sophomore out of Winchester, California. 3 homers, 9 runs batted in. 2-2. Cal would love to get some insurance heading to the 6th and 7th innings. Especially Omaha's lineup that has been kept in check, but got 2, 3, and 4 due up in the 6th. It's outside a full count.
That Mia Phillips at bat, her not being able to get that bunt down could be a big missed opportunity for the Bears, and Nika Lee getting thrown out at second just to get those insurance runs.
3-2 just off the plate, and Herrera looks back into the dugout trying to fire her squad up as she's aboard. That is the first walk for Maddie Groff today, a 2-out base runner for Cal. And now we're going to get a pinch hitter here for the Bears, Holly Medina, who was considered to be the designated player today, but they opted to go with Herrera coming off the injury. Sophomore out of Hesperia, California. She has been the regular DP since early March when Herrera went down with that injury. 253, no homers, and 5 runs batted in. So that means Nylan Marshall will be out of the game. Be a new third baseman for Cal. Medina has hits in her last 3 games. Popped out of play. 2 strikes. Well, this is a big spot here for Groff to try and dig down and make sure that Cal can't add to the lead.
Yeah, if you're Groff, you definitely want to keep the momentum on your side. She stopped a potential threat, those 2 runners.
This is down 1-2 to Medina, the pinch hitter here in the 9-hole. Top of the order for Cal, and Longi Quiroga on deck. Ground ball right side, and it's through for a base hit. Medina comes off the bench and delivers. Now they've got her hung up. Play it first. And she's back. Sliding back in is Medina. Runners at the corners as Herrera gets into third base. And now Medina extending her hitting streak to 4 games.
And I like this decision to put in Holly Medina in for Nylan Marshall. She runs through the box. It's just a different look, trying to make something happen. But this pitch on the inner half, she takes it with her, breaks up the defense, and makes things happen. Almost gets caught over there at first base, but gets back safely.
There's Alyssa Herrera celebrating as they've got a 2-out rally going. And they have turned the lineup over as Quiroga will come back to the plate for the 3rd time. And it's been a tough game for Longi. See the line on Maddie Groff, the sophomore, 4 2/3. Scattered 4 hits, just the 1 earned run allowed. But now Cal has a chance to put a run up for the 2nd straight inning.
This is exactly where you want to be if you're the Bears. Good position for Quiroga to battle through.
Pinch runner at third. Ziomi Jaluz is running for Cal. This is their leader, Quiroga, the sophomore out of Los Angeles. First team all ACC. Runner from first goes, trying to draw a throw. And Rylan Groff isn't going to be caught in that game. So now second and third, 2 outs. Jaluz at third, Medina at second. 2-0 to Quiroga. Big cut there.
You can feel that she's on it. I mean, just timing-wise, when she makes that swing, that's that rise on the outer half. So trying to look more belt down. I would look more belt down and think about going right side in the situation.
Just missed. Rylan Groff, Madia's sister, tried to frame this on the edge. And I thought she did a pretty good job, but she doesn't get the benefit of the doubt on that one. 3-1. Now full count. Yeah, a good catcher can steal strikes occasionally.
Yeah, and that last pitch, I mean, that's the zone is so tight back there.
It is tight.
And that's the pitch that you want.
Groff up over 80 pitches. Payoff. Ground ball to short. Could end the inning. And it does. So Cal strands 2 in the 5th. They lead 1-0 going to inning 6. Has been touched for just the 1 run. Annabelle Tepperson, despite some fielding miscues behind her, danced around trouble and has kept Omaha off the board. And she deals to Rylan Groff to start the 6th inning.
Yeah, both doing a great job. We did not expect this pitcher's duel, and they're just doing a good job of utilizing their defense, keeping the ball down. They're both similar, going to that off speed and that changeup.
Rylan Groff needs to be a table setter here for the Mavericks, the sophomore from Omaha. And a base hit up the middle. So the Mavericks catcher is aboard to start the 6th inning.
That's exactly how you want to come out, leading off the top of the 6th. And this pitch is over the heart of the plate, and she just drills it right back up the middle, utilizing that split grip that she has.
And the hottest hitter in this Omaha lineup the last several weeks, Sydney Thomason. Second year at Omaha, the transfer from Nebraska Kearney, a Division II school. Mike Hurd has been trying to get her on his team for years. First at Midland. And she wanted to play at a higher level, played at Kearney for a while, and finally they connect here with Nebraska Omaha. Hit hard to center. Lee has to make an adjustment, but hauls it in for the first out. She started in, twisted back, and then came to her left to make the catch.
Yeah, but Sydney Thompson today has been a hard out all day. I mean, she has just been a line drive to short, line drive right back to the pitcher, and hits this ball on the money pretty square on and hard, but just gets under it just a little bit.
So 1 out for Johnson. Johnson has 1 of the 2 Omaha hits today. And hit a double to start the 2nd inning.
This is right where you want to be if you're the Mavericks. 4-hole.
Katherine Johnson came to Omaha as an outfielder. Mike Hurd needed her at second base. It has really worked out, especially today. She has been beautiful in the field. This is a big spot here for the Mavericks now. It stays high, 3-1. Annabelle Tepperson. 3-1 pitch. Line drive. Caught by Bell at first. Boy, she has done a nice job playing first base today, Tiana Bell.
Tiana Bell showing off her hops a little bit here. Gets up. That's not getting by her today. Out number 2.
Had a nice scoop at first base last inning. And now 2 outs for Mara Kramer. Kramer's bat is starting to come around for Omaha. It's been more consistent as of late, but 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. 9 home runs on the year. She had 1 her entire career before this season. Big inning here for Tepperson. If she can keep Omaha off the board, she might be done with the meat of this Omaha order.
Yeah, and this is the big part of the lineup where you want to continue to go right at, try to challenge them with that off speed, keep that ball down.
Kramer doesn't chase. Tepperson trying to pick up win number 6 on the year, a win that would get them into the winner's game tomorrow. Another off-speed pitch stays away. Chasing after it is Quiroga. Groff staying put at first base. And now Quiroga's going to take a little time here to come out to the circle and talk.
Just slowing her down. She's starting to get behind, but it looked like it banged her up a little bit, that last pitch. So saying, hey, I need a little bit of time.
Tepperson working on a 2-hit shutout right now. But Rylan Groff representing the tying runners at first base. 3 strikeouts. She has walked 1. 2-2 pitch. Down and in. Full count. They appeal, but did not go. Omaha looking for a big hit so far today with runners on. They are 0 for 8. Got her. Struck her out. Strikeout number 4 for Tepperson, and Groff is stranded.
Tepperson has just been dealing all day. Big out.
California clinging to a 1-run lead as they get ready to hit here in the 6th. The Bears just 4 hits today, but that run, it's the difference in the game. Omaha has been stymied offensively by Annabelle Tepperson. But equally good today is Maddie Groff, the starter for Omaha, the lefty, Summit League Pitcher of the Year. Gave up a double in the 4th inning with 1 out. A couple of hitters later, an RBI infield single to Tiana Bell, plated Butler, and that's the difference in the game. And as fate would have it, Elon Butler leads off here in the 6th as Cal is looking for insurance now. Winner of this game will play the winner of our next game between Oklahoma, the 4-time defending national champs, and the Terriers of Boston University, champs from the Patriot League. Back in Norman, Oklahoma for a regional for the 2nd straight year. Ground ball snared by O'Brien. Wow. Summit League Defensive Player of the Year goes into the hole and makes a beautiful play for the 1st down.
And Maggie O'Brien is so good defensively. The read and the angle on this ball, it takes her up the middle, and she's able to cut that ball off. But what she does so well, she switches her feet, makes sure that she gets that throw off. Big out for out number 1.
Base is empty for Anders. And you talk about footwork there, switching her feet. That is so important.
It really is, and that's the name of the game as an infielder. Is just your feet is going to get you where the ball is, and being able to go laterally, take cuts, take the angles, that's the difference.
Yeah, getting there is one thing, but then the footwork to come up and make the right throw, it's a different animal.
Yeah, and even if you think about that play, that ball is taking her up the middle, so your momentum is going up the middle. So to stop your momentum, switch your feet, it's big time.
So Butler denied a hit. Would have been her 2nd of the game. Still, she has reached in 21 straight. And now 0-2 to Anders. And I don't know where that one was. That looked like it crossed home plate, but you can see Rylan Groff looking back at the umpire in a little bit of disbelief.
Yeah, I think we're all thinking, where does that miss? Because to me, that is right over the heart of the plate and finishes on the edge. It's a good pitch.
And that rides in and got the nub of the bat, I think. Acacia Anders obviously not trying to sell it that it hit her, even though it looked at first glance like maybe it did.
Yeah, it looks like it hits off of her elbow, but she didn't even flinch.
I got the bottom of the bat.
The bottom of the bat.
2-2 to Anders. Flick down the line. Rongish comes over and makes the catch. So Anders is 0 for 3, 2 down here in the 6th. Now Tiana Bell will come up. She has the only RBI in today's game, her 54th of the year. Tons of power. 7th in the ACC, 15 home runs. Came to Cal as a 3rd baseman, but you can see she has made a nice move to first base and has really helped out the Bears defensively today.
Making some good picks over at first.
Soft liner and a nice first base play by Will Worden. Taking a hit away from Tiana Bell potentially. And that's going to be out number 3.
And Haley Wildering showing off some good D to make a great catch to end the bottom of the 6th with out number 3.
Last 8. We're going to see Sam Landry, transfer from Louisiana, who's been dynamite for Oklahoma, get the start for the Sooners. Speaking of good starts, Annabelle Tepperson trying to shut down Omaha here in the 7th and get on to the winners game tomorrow. Ava Rongish leading it off for Omaha. A walk and a ground out. Natasha Watley, I know you are impressed by big time efforts in big games, and that's what we've seen from Tepperson today.
Yeah, this is the time of the year where you're supposed to show up and show out, and you want to leave your best stuff on the field. This is the time of season where you got to go out with your best stuff, and she's been doing just that with that changeup. Talked about that changeup all game long, where she's been able to keep it down and keep these hitters off balance.
Rongish to center, a diving catch by Mika Lee. Man, we've seen a couple of errors from the Cal defense, but we've also seen a couple of stellar web gems.
And this is a absolute stellar web gem. Mika Lee just playing a little bit over on the other side of the second base, but just covers a little bit of ground, lays out perfectly. Big out.
And now Haley Wilwarding reached on an error in the 5th inning. The first of back-to-back Cal errors, but Omaha couldn't score a run that inning. Tepperson over 100 pitches for the 3rd time this year. But this is the 2nd straight game that she has done it. She did it against Syracuse her last time out in the regular season finale. At least her last start. She also did it against Virginia in her start earlier in the regular season. And I guess the question would be, you know, given how good she has been right now, and you know, we talked to Chelsea Spencer about this. Tepperson is her ace at this moment. Would she come back with her again tomorrow, potentially against the Oklahoma Sooners?
You absolutely. If she's the best that you have right now, that's exactly what you should throw in that moment, because you lose that game, you get behind, you have to go to that elimination game, so you want to put your best foot forward. And she's their ace right now. She's hot.
2-2, took something off. Ground ball to 3rd. Marshall, 2 down. And now the Mavericks down to their last out. Sammy Schmidt struck out her first time against Tepperson and reached on an error in the 5th. Just missed inside. Off speed, floats in for a strike. You know, Cal came into this national tournament with a ton of offense, hitting .316 as a team, 60 home runs. But it might be that one run is all Tepperson is going to need to get past Omaha today. The 1-2. Two pitch. Ground ball to 2nd. Should end the game. And it does. Cal 1-0 in the Norman Regional. And they'll play the winner of Boston University or the vaunted Sooners. That game coming up at 6 o'clock Eastern time.
Cal Bears just timely hitting, taking care of the ball. That was one of the keys to the game. And also, Annabelle Tepperson just doing a phenomenal job on the mound to set the tone for the Bears as they win Game 1.
Annabelle Tepperson, what a game. Let's take a look at today's Capital One rewarding